Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be learning about constructors. Now, aside from creating objects, getters and setters, access modifier, constructors are arguably one of the most important topics in all of Java. So I'm going to break this down as neatly as I can and explain to you as best as I can, really. So constructors are special methods invoked when a object is created and are used to essentially initialize them. A constructor name must have the same as the class name, and a constructor must have no explicit return type. So let's say you had a class called vehicle. Well, then the constructor would simply be either public vehicle or just vehicle, no nothing, and just initialize the class. It's as easy as that. The vehicle method is the constructor of our class, so whenever a object of that class is created, the attribute will be set to red. The constructor can take parameters to initialize the attributes. So it essentially takes the color and then initializes it to red. So instead of think of variables, okay? Like instead of doing int x, you put int x equals 10. Essentially the same thing except for an object, which happens to be a class in this case. And then here you can also do this. Um, you can think of constructors as methods that will set up your class by default so you don't need to repeat the same code every time. Now let's go to drag and drop. So again, make sure you know for the constructor, it's always the name of the class, in this case it's person, then int age might, so you want the same variable type as the global variable itself. Um, then the constructor is called when you create an object using the new keyword. So for example, if you do vehicle v equals new vehicle and then blue, well, this will call the constructor that will set the color attribute to blue. Now you're like, oh, didn't we set it to red? Now we did set it to red, but if we make it, let's say we make it like, let's go back one more. If we use this code right here, it makes sense because you don't know the color, right? And like nothing's declared here, so you have to put in blue there, and then it essentially works that way, right? And then true or false, the constructor must have the same name as the class. 100% true. We've already gone through that, right? Now, a single class can have multiple constructors with different numbers of parameters. The setter methods inside of the constructors can be used to set the attribute. So pause the video, get out your IDE, and just literally just code out this whole thing. And then comment every single line, what's happening, what's going on. If you don't know it, no worries. You can either comment down below what part you don't get, or you can go ahead and have ChatGPT or Bard, which is now Gemini, essentially go ahead and review that code, see what you're not getting, and have it explain it to you. And then the class right here has two constructors, as you can see. This is the first one, and then this is the second one, right? So one without any parameters, and the other one has oh, yeah, and it has a default of essentially red, and then another constructor that accepts a parameter and assigns it to the attribute. Now we can use the constructors to create objects of our class, like so. Java automatically provides a default constructor, so all classes have a constructor whether one is specifically defined or not. Alright, let's go ahead. Now you may see this, you'll be like, what am I looking at, bro? Like, what am I looking at, right? Not to worry, I'll break it down step by step what all of this code means. But first, whenever you get a piece of code like this, I would recommend reading the instructions and then breaking down the code. Because if you don't, if you just read the code, you'll be, huh? Like, where did all of this come from, right? So, your friend is a cashier at a movie theater. He knows you're an awesome Java developer. So, he asked you to help him out to create a program that gets the movie title, row, seat information, and prints out a new ticket. Now, complete the existing code by adding a constructor to the ticket class so that it can be correctly initialized. All right. So the sample output will be JAWS. The row is 5, seed is 1. So simply, you just need to create a constructor, right? And easier said than done, right? So how do we start? How do we actually do this? Well, the first step would be to essentially know, hey, like I have this blank constructor here. Like, what do I actually put in it? Now, before you freak out or anything, like, look at this. It's nothing. It's literally just, let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. It is literally just you setting the name equal to whatever it is, right? So you're just literally setting its name. So let me show you guys. I don't know why the colors went away. I can try refreshing the page. Yeah, okay, it's back. So here's what we'll do. So we have movie, row, and seat, right? So we'll do this. Movie equals something, row equals something, and then seat equals something, right? Now in here, let's do let's do instead of creating different names, I'm gonna keep it the same name. So I'm gonna keep it string movie movie. We have int row and then int seat, right? And then instead of just movie, we're gonna put this dot movie, this dot row, and then this dot seat. Now the this dot keyword will make it refer to these, and then here we can just put the name that it's actually equal to. It's that easy. If you don't want to use the this dot keyword, you're uncomfortable with it, just go ahead and make these a different name, like movie one, rows or seats. Just like one small tweak, and you can um, change this. But let's go ahead and run the code, see what we get. Of course, we pass it because we're like that. We're like that. Yes, sir. Um, I'm gonna hit continue. Fill in the blanks. Okay, we'll do class, and then we'll do uh, int val. Perfect. And voila, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day or night wherever you may be.